ahead and get them in.
Yeah, and I can hear him, so you can go ahead and go get him if you want.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
You're going to be doing scores, right?
Yeah.
Mic check
You can
on
get
me.
them set up, and we'll go over there to them whenever you get them set up.
Mic check on me.
Mic check. What? Why? Your wife was wondering?
Mic check.
25 seconds.
Mic check.
Want to.
Mic check. Clear everything good.
And I'll get them live.
We're going to be all right. Mic check's going to be fun.
He said we need to.
Austin. Mic check, Austin. You can't hear him? Hey, we can't hear Austin.
They can't hear me.
25.
Welcome to the Coaches Show presented by Team One Chevy of Gadsden. I'm Chandler Tyree. I'm here with Austin Campbell. Austin, it's been another good night of football right here in East Alabama.
Yes, it has.
So we had some big games. We had some close games. We had some good matchups. And when we go to the scoreboard, I think we actually have a good number of scores. People want to know the scores, so let's go ahead and look at the scoreboard right now. Our scoreboard, the Southern States Bank Coaches Show scoreboard, you see it right there. The Oxford Yellow Jackets are 3-0. They are 3-0, 42-13 over the Shades Valley Mounties tonight. You know, Oxford, just a great win, going on the road, and starting out 1-0 in the region. This is Oxford entered today up 11-1, so now they're 12-1. They've dominated the series, and so Oxford is now up 12-1 in the series. Oxford's next game is homecoming next week versus the Huffman Vikings. All right, going on, we're still waiting on a score from Gaston City and Buckhorn. We will let you know. Gaston enters today with a 4-1 advantage all time against the Buckhorn Bucks. Clay Chalkville, the number 2 team in Class 6A, goes in to Pell City and beats the Pell City Panthers, who are now 0-3, 46-7. Before the game, Buckethead thought this game was going to be close. All time, Pell City is 2-13 versus Clay Chalkville. Last year's game was 58-0, so they're still taking steps in the right direction. It's just baby steps tonight.
Yeah, I mean real soon they gotta find a way to fight a way to get some momentum getting in this beginning of this season, starting out 0-3, not the way Pell City wanted to start it.
All right, Moody, 42-7 over the Alexandria Valley Cubs. I was at that game tonight, so we will look more at that game as we go along. So Moody moves on to 3-0, the number 5 team in Class 5A. Alexandria 0-3. It's been a long time since we saw Alexandria start the year 0-3.
I can't remember a time in my life where I saw Alexandria Valley Club football team 0-3. Very disappointing start to the season, but Moody keeps rolling to roll to 3-0.
All right, going to the next game, the game that you saw right here between the Lincoln Golden Bears and the Southside Panthers from Gadsden, 29-8. It was a closer game. It was a close game the entire time. Southside put a late touchdown real late.
Yeah, Southside without their starting quarterback, you love to see a win, especially on the road like that. Yeah, like you said, a touchdown there late was a little closer than I'm sure they would have hoped. But, yeah, game of the week, a little closer this week for the first time. We had a little bit closer game for the game of the week.
Yeah, game of the week, like I said, 29-8. Tallahassee, 0-3. You don't see a whole lot of Mike Battles Jr. Tallahassee teams. We started playing them at Mumford the year after you graduated. Always a tough matchup for us. I was undefeated against Tallahassee as a coach.
Congratulations to you, Tyree.
But they are 0-3. You don't see that very much.
No.
The Clay Central Volunteers, 41-7.
Yeah, they continue their winning ways, man. When Clay Central steps on the field, they expect to win, and they went out there and dominated tonight. Number 9 team in 5A, the Vols get the win, 41-7.
Elmore County last night. We actually have highlights for this game. We'll show it to you later. The Coach Smelly area at Sylacauga has not started out very well. 0-3, 35-7 defeat to Elmore County, who is actually having a very good season right now. So kudos to them because they were on some tough times. They actually beat them 2 years in a row.
They've turned that thing around. Even though Sylacauga is down and they're 0-3, that's still a big win to go into Sylacauga and get that big of a win.
No doubt about it. All right, Cleburne County and Talladega still waiting on a score there. We will have Coach Joby Burns join us on a phone interview.
Yeah, we're not going to make any assumptions on that score, by the way.
Mumford and Anniston, that game is close to a final. We will let you know when it goes final. When I left there, Anniston had just run a punt back. I think the final was 47-14 there. That's not official yet, but we're going to make that official. All right, here we go. Jacksonville and Handley. That score right there is, I think they're still in the fourth quarter. That's the number 5 team in Class 4A versus number 6
Coach,
team.
Can you answer me this right here? How was that not the game of the week right there? I mean, how did that slide by? I mean, that is a huge game. It don't get any bigger than number 5 Jacksonville and number 6 Handley. As hot as they both started, I can't wait to see that final.
How you gonna throw me under the bus right here on live TV?
Hey, you didn't have to take sole responsibility.
I picked the games. You try to spread the love to other schools and spread it around.
That's true.
I appreciate you throwing me under the bus. All right, but we do have Lincoln's cheerleaders in studio. The Lincoln Golden Bear cheerleaders are here. Ladies, do you have a couple of cheers for us? All right, here we go. Coming to you.
Wow.
Lincoln. In the house, Jelco. Big flag. Lincoln. In the house, Jelco. Big flag. Lincoln. In the house, Jelco. Big flag. Let's go.
All right, ladies, do y'all have one more cheer for us?
Yes.
All right, let's hear it.
Go. Big flag. Go, 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 big flag. Let's go.
Great job, cheerleaders. Hey, I've got a question, though. I know that the mascot was going to try to come. Is the mascot here? He's here. Is he ready?
He's getting trained.
All right, so we're going to come back. We'll come back. We'll do some scores. And when the mascot gets here, we will go straight to the mascot of the Lincoln Golden Bears.
The Golden Bears, baby.
All right, so going back to the Southern States Bank scoreboard, it was not Good Hope tonight for Good Hope. 35-0 defeat by the number 2 team in Class 4A, the Cherokee County Warriors. They look by far the best team in the North in Class 4A. It looks like they're going to pick.
Nobody's touched them yet.
I don't see anybody touch them in the North. Like, you want to be in the North in 4A, but you don't want to be in the North if you're not Cherokee County this year. I think Cherokee County repeats as 4A North champs.
Wow.
And goes back to the Super 7.
You don't see anybody playing with
as long as they got Cornejo, I don't see them. And they're huge up front, play very well. I don't see that.
Man,
Etowah and Asheville, we'll come back with some more.
I believe Etowah's ahead in that one.
Etowah, Asheville score. As soon as that becomes official, we'll let you know there.
Somebody earns their first win tonight in that one. Number 9, Sylvania hosts number 8, Piedmont, and Piedmont 0-2 for the first time that I can remember. Sylvania keeps it rolling after a big win last week as well, 23-7, Sylvania.
That's tough. And I got to give it. Buckethead told me all week that he wanted to pick Sylvania. Well, it got here. We got to the show today.
You didn't pick him?
And he picked with his heart and not his mind. And both of us picked the Piedmont Bulldogs. We want to see Piedmont. But I don't remember the last time that Piedmont started out 0-2 as well. Their schedule's going to not be as tough. They started out with Cherokee County, and then they have Sylvania, who I think Sylvania is going to be a really tough team in Class 3A. So 23-7 defeat. The number 8 team in Class 3A goes down to the number 9 team, the Sylvania Rams.
That's right.
Sax and Beulah still waiting on a final there. If Sax gets the win, it will be the first win under the Freeney era at Sax. Weaver and Dadeville still looking for a final there. We will get you a final. We do have the mascot here now. Oh, that is a big one, 34-33. We'll come right back to that. We do have the Lincoln Golden Bear mascot here with the cheerleaders now. So let's cut back to the cheerleaders. Cheerleaders, I hate to ask, but do you have one more cheer you can do for us with the mascot?
Pump that Lincoln spirit up. Lincoln! Pump it up! Pump that Lincoln spirit up! Lincoln! Pump it up! Pump that Lincoln spirit up! Lincoln! Pump it up! Pump that Lincoln spirit up!
All right.
Bear down, baby, bear down over there.
Ladies, we want to thank y'all for coming in tonight. Appreciate y'all coming in. Y'all have a ton of cheerleaders. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Y'all have great school spirit. There's 2 more cheerleaders that couldn't make it. I got you. Hey, well, y'all stay right there. We want the other 2 to get on there. We want. That's what. Hey, look. 2 seniors? Yeah, definitely. Y'all stay put. We're going to keep going through the scoreboard. When they get here, we're going to make sure they get seen. Because it's about them, not us. I would rather them be on camera than me anyway.
100%.
Everybody else would too.
Me too.
All right,
Yeah,
going
yeah,
back
I was
to the
about to say.
Southern States Bank scoreboard. A big win at
Huge
the
one.
Creek Bank tonight.
Huge one.
Ohatchee was actually up really big in this ball game.
26-7, they were up in the 3rd quarter, and it came down to the wire. Westbrook Christian actually went for 2 per my source, and ended up failing, and that's how the game ended. But Ohatchee, 34-33, what a game! This early in the season, man, those are the games that you remember. Those kids, both sides of that game right there, will remember that for years and years to come.
Unbelievable. Last year, Westbrook Christian won this game 35-13. So that is 3 schools that defeated
They turned it
Ohatchee.
around
They turned it around. Very good job by Coach Chris Finley and his Ohatchee. And I can't
you
talk.
go.
Hoax Bluff and Glencoe. I thought this was going to be a closer ball game, Austin.
I did too. Hoax Bluff, that's very shocking. I mean, for me, but yeah, and for you too.
That
obviously.
kind of tells you how good Southside is this year.
Yeah,
Southside beat Hoax Bluff, made them
Handled
really
them.
look not very good.
Yeah.
And Hoax Bluff comes out tonight, takes care of business 41-7. So I think our other 2 cheerleaders are here. Ladies,
Full squads.
we got full squad now. All right, we got the 2 seniors that wasn't able to be here. We got a full squad now.
Best cheer
Let's
now,
hear
huh?
another cheer. Best cheer you got right now.
Hey! Lincoln crowd, let's get loud! Hey! Lincoln crowd, let's get loud! Hey! Lincoln crowd, let's get loud!
Oh, yeah. Awesome job. We want to thank the Lincoln cheerleaders that's coming on I got so fired up I replayed it on my computer. So going back to our scoreboard, let's try to finish out our scores and then we're going to go to break and pay some bills. Going back to our scoreboard, Austin, we're still waiting on the scoreboard for Childersburg and Randolph County. Childersburg with a big win 2 weeks ago over the Mumford Lions.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they're able to do the same thing against them.
Yeah, we need to see
and
something
there
this
it
week to
is.
see.
I heard it in my ear. So you know it is a Pleasant Valley Raider scoreboard.
Not the
Producer
Oakland
Eric's
Raiders, the
excited
Pleasant
about that.
Valley.
Pleasant Valley was defeated last year by West End. This year, at home, different story. The Pleasant Valley Raiders are 2-0, 34-14 win over West End tonight. Great job by Coach Jonathan Nix, one of the good guys in coaching, to be able to win that football game. Great job by him.
In this area, the Valley
his
is
team.
typically the Valley Cubs, but maybe this year, Pleasant Valley owning the Valley name. Huh?
Maybe so.
Collinsville goes to section, which is where I got my wife and I a little over 2 years ago got married in section. But anyway, that's
the best decision you ever made.
Random nugget right there. Oh yeah, that's my ultimate win. But Collinsville goes to section, wins big, 39-6.
Gaston and Southeastern still waiting on a score there. When we get a final score on the Southern States Bank, the Coaches Show scoreboard, we will come back and update you on Gaston and Southeastern. Woo!
Spring.
Is Wadley for real?
It seems to be that.
Spring
way,
guarded the number 10
And I saw some
ranked
tape
team
that
in Class
Dex
1A.
Press post from last week. They
Look.
got a fella down there in Wadley.
Well, they got
that
a
can
couple
ball.
of fellas. You're going to learn about another one tomorrow morning on the Saturday Morning Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
I think his name is Frisco. Robertson.
And this ain't the guy that
No,
he's-
this ain't the Wilkes kid. And you remember Wilkes that played running back and tragically died. It's probably been 10 years now. That is some of his kinfolk, and he is a absolute stud.
He's a dog, ain't he?
Absolute stud. So
I saw
number
that on the
10,
film.
Spring Garden goes down 41-7 to Wadley. Still waiting on a score here from Fayetteville at Ranburne. Last we saw, Ranburne was up, but we will update you on that between the 1-1 Ranburne Bulldogs and the Fayetteville Wolves. BB Comer, the number 1 team. Congratulations to Coach Adam Fawcett, the number 1 team.
Number 1, well-deserved number 1 team.
In Class 2A, the BB Comer Tigers stay hot, 45-0 tonight over Woodland. They're 3-0. Woodland falls to 1-2.
38-19 was the score.
Raglan tonight
Plays host to Donahoe and wins huge, 66-0.
turned into a basketball score.
It did.
66-0. One of them forgot it was a basketball game. 0-3 Donahoe is. They're playing one of the better teams in 1A. I see Raglan being ranked before the season's out. They have Raglan's 2-1. Their only defeat coming to a really good Vincent team. So Raglan wins big tonight at home, 66-0 over the Donahoe Falcons. TCC and Victory Christian still waiting on a final there. The Victory Christians 1-1, TC's 0-2. So let's see if TC can get their first win of the year.
Yeah,
Cedar
that'd be huge.
Bluff and Woodville still waiting on a final there. I know this game was close at one point, so we'll update you on that final whenever we get it. Coosa Christian and Galesville. Coosa Christian played last night and beat Galesville 49-0, I believe was the score. That was a Thursday night game.
So they get back on the right track.
Coosa Christian, after a early loss to Geraldine, are back on the right track, and they look like they're going to be tough to contend with in Class 1A. So that does it right now for our Southern States Bank scoreboard. We have a guest that just came in the studio. We'll be catching up with Coach Jeff Smith of the Welborn Panthers when we come back, and we will see you back in just a second on the Coaches Show presented by Team 1 Chevy of Gaston.
At Southern States Bank, we pride ourselves on being your local bank. We're your neighbors and involved in the community. We're the bank featuring the Southern Rewards checking account, a cashback account with no ATM fees. We're on the cutting edge and always have a smiling face to help you out. Stop being just another number at the big bank and start being a neighbor at Southern States Bank. Let us be the bank for you and your business.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team 1 Chevrolet. Team 1 Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team 1 Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
There's a special place where overtime gives way to family time, where fast pace becomes a little slower lifestyle. At Campers Unlimited, we can help get you there, where your lake house, beach house, or tailgate headquarters can have the same address. We carry the top brands in America like Grand Design and Forest River. With a large selection, we're sure to have a floor plan that fits your needs. So when you're ready to disconnect in order to reconnect, take the easy drive to Campers Unlimited on Interstate 59 in Gadsden or shop us online at campersunlimited.net.
Serving Calhoun County in the state of Alabama since 1994, offering some of the most competitive interest rates in the mortgage industry, along with a wide variety of mortgage products. We are with you throughout the home buying process, offering you service before and after the close. Fast, reliable, local. Visit us today or apply online at our website, jacksonmortgageco.com.
And you remember, if you need a home loan, call my daddy.
Welcome back into the Coaches Show in the T1 Chevrolet of Gadsden studio. We're going to kick it over to Coach Chandler Tyree and the head coach over here of the Welborn Panthers.
All right, I'm here with Coach Jeff Smith. Coach, one of the good guys in the coaching world. Good seeing you.
Good to see you.
I hope you enjoyed your night off tonight.
Well, I don't know.
Which is never a night off in coaching.
No. I tell you, you look forward to having an open date, and then when you have it, you just you can't rest, because you're so amped up wanting to, looking forward to the next week.
Well, You had an open date. You had it early in the year.
Right.
Was that good for y'all? Did you have some guys beat up that kind of need to heal up a little bit this week?
I think it came in a good time because we played 2 tough non-region games to start the season off with, and then we had an open date. Now we start region play. So I think that was good to kind of reset us. We had a really good week this week. Had 3 really good practices. And I feel good about the team going into region play right now.
Yeah. Well, you talked about your non-region schedule. You started out with Anniston, who got back on tracks tonight, and they're a lot better than that 39-0 game at Andalusia. It was 7-0 at halftime. The wheels fell off. And then you had Ohatchee, who is surprisingly probably one of the most surprising teams in our area this year. They made it 3-0 with a win tonight over Westbrook Christian. And so Chris Finley, he's doing a great job there. Doing a really good job. They got a really good team. But you talk about that. You start out the year and probably one of the most toughest non-region schedules to start the year. And then next week you get Beulah coming back to the Hill. The Hill's always a tough place to play. Right. What about next week is intriguing to you with that matchup with Beulah?
I think Beulah's a lot better than what they were last year. We caught them last year. They were coming off some injuries. They were changing offenses. They were kind of in disarray last year when we played them. This year they've kind of settled on their offense. They're playing well right now. I think if they won tonight, there'll be 2-1 coming in. And but now they've got a long trip that they got to make because we made that trip last year and it's rough.
Yeah.
And but anyway, we'll be focusing in on them now, and this past week we really try to work on ourselves. Now we've got to focus on them and start one game at a time in this region.
Well, did you feel like you were able to make some strides as far as looking at yourself and getting better this week as a team?
I think we got back to some Wellborn football this week. That's what I think we did. So Thursday we were able to go full pads and have us a little scrimmage, and I thought we looked like ourselves again.
I didn't want to ask it like that, but I figured you were going to say that y'all were going to get back to some of the core values that kind of everybody thinks of when they think about Wellborn football.
But we had a real intense practice Thursday, but it went pretty quick because they were clicking so, and it was very enjoyable, and I thought the players really enjoyed it too. And so when we left Thursday, we gave them today off. We felt good about ourselves.
Well, I feel like a lot of people, and including me and my dad, like we've talked about how big and how good your offensive defensive line looks. But a lot of people don't realize is y'all have got a lot of new guys that are starting in skill positions this year for you. Who are some guys that you're going to have to have step up in those skill positions that's going to have to play well for y'all to kind of have a great year this year?
Well, Jabari Williams is a sophomore.
He looked really good against Anniston.
Yes, he did, and he was played for us as a freshman. Started for us last year as a freshman, and he's starting for us as a sophomore this year at tailback. And he's improving every day. CJ Hubbard is our other tailback. CJ needs to get more reps in there. Whereas last year he came in and spot played. Now he's getting more of a bigger role.
Yes, sir.
Our fullbacks, Raymond Williams and Jackson Newton. Again, neither one of them played for us last year. Jackson was hurt and Raymond didn't play last year. Now, Kyle Bright played wide receiver for us last year. Now he's playing wingback for us.
Yes, sir.
Noah Screws was our free safety last year. Now he's our quarterback. So all our skill positions are still, getting experience. You mentioned our schedule. We started out with Anniston and played Ohatchee the second game. This past summer, we were down in Montgomery for the rules clinic and everything. And I was talking to Coach Benefield at 5, and he said, Jeff, how's your schedule look this year? I said, well, it's tough. He said, it's always tough. And, and that's what we have. Our schedule year in, year out at Wellborn is tough.
It's tough for you to get, and I can speak from experience, it's tough for you to get people that want to play y'all because, one, the brand of football y'all play,
right.
It's hard to come out of a game with y'all and not feel like you're beat up. And then also, I used to joke around with you and say whenever you didn't have a son playing that I would come play you. And so then where I wouldn't be a liar, I just decided I was going to resign before I had to go off on that. But it's hard for you to get people that want to play you in non-region, so you have to play really tough matchups.
And we have to usually play up. So usually our non-region games, now Ohatchee was a 3A school, but usually we have to play a 4A school in our non-region games.
Which is kind of a testament to what you've been able to do as a program, though.
Well, yeah, you're right, it is. But the thing is, is, you know, when you have to step up week in and week out, it can wear on you.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, you know, like talking with Coach Benefield at Fife, you know, they usually have 1 or 2 big games a year, and then they hit the playoffs, you know, and they're pretty fresh and they're ready to go. A lot of times when we finally get to the playoffs right there, we're kind of beat down a little bit.
But it's kind of one of those things where, like, some teams can manage to play a tough non-region schedule because within their region they've got 3 or 4 ball games that are not very difficult.
Yeah, they're going to win them.
In y'all's region, even now that it's split up, but before it was split up, every week was a dogfight.
Absolutely.
But even now that it's split up, 3A is so tough in our area, and in these couple of regions that we have for 3A football in our area, that you don't really have a whole lot of off games.
Well, I've always said this, you know, and I was fortunate to be able to coach in Birmingham too, but I believe the best big school football and 6 and 7A football is in Birmingham, you know, and not just Jefferson County, but Shelby County, all the surrounding areas right there in Birmingham. This big school football is really good. But if you want to get to the smaller size football, it's in East Alabama.
No doubt about it.
Hey, from 2A to 4A, it's as good as it gets.
No doubt about it.
You know, and I'll put us up against anybody.
The cool thing for you is you've been able to be in both. You've
Right.
been in the Birmingham market when you were at Hueytown,
Absolutely.
and so you got to see the big schools like you talked about over there.
Oh, yeah.
And now you come back here and you're right in the thick of this area who has great 2A to 4A football.
Absolutely, but I will say this: when the lights come on Friday night, it don't matter what classification you are, and it means just as much to the guys that play in 1A as it does to those guys that play in 7A.
I'll tell you this: when I walk out there at the Hill or the Creek Bank or some of these smaller school stadiums around in our
Right.
area, I get chills because that's what high school football is
Absolutely.
to me.
Absolutely.
Y'all's fans, they come out no matter what, and they make it a tough atmosphere for anybody coming in. So that's what high school football is to me. I love being in a place where small school football is still a big thing, because that to me is the greatest atmosphere that you can walk into.
I tell you, I went and watched Talladega and Cleveland County play tonight. And when I was going to Talladega, I went by Old Montfort Stadium right there, and I just started thinking back at some of the games that I was able to coach in that stadium and everything. Boy, that used to be a good atmosphere.
We were
too.
talking about it the other day because I was messing with Dad when they
Yeah.
got upset the first week. I said it's not the Punch Bowl no more. They done moved out of the old stadium, and but I watched. I mean, it's funny you say that because I grew up watching film of games from that old stadium.
Absolutely.
Trying to be like the old man, which I think I ended up being better than him. Last question for you, Coach. You've been doing this for a while now. What keeps you going? What keeps you motivated?
Oh, I just love it. I do. I mean, like tonight we were open, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I told myself, well, I'm gonna just try to stay away from it, you know, and try to decompress a little bit. And then about 5 o'clock, I said, man, I can't do this. And so I knew we had to come be over here on the show, so I couldn't get too far away. So I got to look in what was the closest thing, and it was the Talladega Cleveland County game, so I was able to go to that.
I hear you. Well, Coach Jeff Smith, like I said, one of the good guys in the business.
I'm talking to another good guy.
Yeah, I appreciate it. A guy that I look up to. Thanks for coming in and joining us tonight,
thank
Coach.
you for
and
having
good
us.
luck the rest of the way.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back. We're going to pay some bills. When we get back, we'll go over some more scores and check in with those other phone interviews for tonight.
I'm Dudley Miller and my wife Val, and this is the staff at Cremation Services. Together, we have over 100 years experience in funeral service. To me, career longevity is an indication of a person's ability to extend grace and compassion and deal with the family in an honest, trustworthy, and decent manner. We ask that you consider us at Cremation Services of East Alabama in your time of loss.
At Southern States Bank, we pride ourselves on being your local bank. We're your neighbors and involved in the community. We're the bank featuring the Southern Rewards checking account, a cashback account with no ATM fees. We're on the cutting edge and always have a smiling face to help you out. Stop being just another number at the big bank and start being a neighbor at Southern States Bank. Let us be the bank for you and your business.
Welcome back to the Coaches Show presented by Team One Chevy of Gadsden. You see it right there behind us, our TV24 Primetime Sports Game of the Week. The score, Southside Panthers 29, the Lincoln Golden Bears 8. It didn't dampen the spirits of the Lincoln Golden Bears cheerleaders.
No, they came in here, and when them two seniors came in, they came in a little late, but when they came in, you could tell the whole vibe changed.
All right, let's look back at our scoreboard, our Southern States Bank scoreboard, and I think we actually have some highlights for you as well. Like I said, the Oxford Yellow Jackets go to Shades Valley 42-13. Do we have highlights for this game? All right, here we go. There you see, beautiful. Shades Valley's done a great job here. You see DK Wilson right there for the Oxford Yellow Jackets with the touchdown run.
Buzzing to the end.
I am so thankful that
the
officials have let these kids kind of celebrate a little bit.
Kind of have some fun, huh?
Looked like they tried like a fake punt right there.
Oof.
Didn't work out real well. Keenan Britt, number 10.
A dog.
You wear 10 and your last name's Britt and you play for Oxford, you're pretty good. Oh, big run right
You're
there.
a dog.
Early in the ball game, this ball game was close. I think it was a 14-13 ball game at one point. And so Shades Valley kind of heard people saying this game wasn't going to be close and came out and played really well early.
And it was
but that Oxford defense was swarming all night long. We're talking about Keenan Britt, number 10. You're going to hear that name. The question
he's in the backfield every play.
There's another
sideline
to sideline. Is he going to be better than his brother? He I think the official might have broke his leg right there.
I feel like younger brothers normally get the job done. A little one-on-one action outside, great release right there.
Like
great spot to put that football right there. There's not much you can do as a defender.
Right there.
Yeah.
Great release by the defender. That looked like you back in the day.
Come on now, that's disrespectful. That brother right there is way more athletic than me.
I'll tell you who had a ball game, obviously. Number 23, DK Wilson, had a ball game. That's the name. That is Lightning of Thunder and Lightning, him and Jaden Thomas. But I've been super impressed. He catches the ball out of the backfield. Last week he had last week he caught a screen for a touchdown. This week he had 2 long runs. And so just a great job right here. Great highlights right here from the Oxford, the Big O Network, TV24 Big O Network, Sports Network.
Great film right here.
Great job right here by our guys. Oh, a fumble there.
Looks like his forearm was down. A little miscommunication in the backfield right there. He can't have that inside the 10 like that.
They called him down. They called him down.
Yeah, they were fortunate that wasn't a fumble. Oh, he tries to hand the ball off to 2. Wow. Oh, he regains possession.
That was almost like...
That's a wing and a prayer, ain't it? If you look it up in the definition.
He hands the ball off last minute, and it almost was a touchback. But at that point, it was 14-13. Now you get to see Thunder of Thunder and Lightning, Jaden Thomas, a guy who's 3-year starter for the Oxford Yellow Jackets at running back. And that guy, Mason Mims, throws it to not Kamari Hampton, but Nick Hampton there, number 19 for the Oxford Yellow Jackets for the touchdown pass. And from there on, it was pretty much a rout. Here goes Kamari Hampton, number 1.
Ooh.
Got a horse collar tackle on the punt return.
Yes, and there you see how chippy it was down there in Birmingham today.
Yeah,
which is as expected whenever you're playing a team like Oxford and everybody's counting you out before you get out there. You put in all the work and you got to hear that stuff.
Definitely,
you're gonna be chippy.
Definitely chippy in Birmingham.
But then once once that scoreboard starts leaning one way real heavy, that chippiness got to
Well,
cut.
it can get a little chippy. It still can be chippy, but the talking stops a little bit.
For sure. What's that? Third time 23 got in his zone right there.
DK Wilson, have a ball game, my friend.
He had to wipe his nose. That's the third time I saw him
What's
wipe
that
his
mean?
nose.
What's that mean?
Listen,
You don't have a clue, do you?
I can't
That's
even.
fast.
No.
What's
I
it?
got more of a clue than you. Don't do that now. Don't do that. I'm not that far removed, man.
Hey, a couple of weeks ago, I thought that the locking you down with the seatbelt, I thought that was.
Yeah, you thought that was putting the sword away.
I thought that was putting the sword away.
I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't get a surefire answer on that, but it just makes sense. I mean, a samurai sword being put in the hip pocket
Interception
doesn't
right there.
put you in the same spot, but a
Interception
seatbelt
right
keeps
there
you
by the
held
Oxford
down.
Yellow
baby.
Jackets locked down with the seatbelt.
Yes, sir. Let's see if he breaks it out.
Their big play
Just
again.
flexing, just
the
flexing.
guy, Keenan Britt, causing havoc in the backfield.
He is
There's
sideline
your
to
guy,
sideline.
Jaden Thomas. We talked about Thunder. We saw Lightning do a lot this game. Jaden Thomas not to be outdone. A touchdown, a 25-yard
Definitely.
touchdown run for the Oxford Yellow Jackets. And we saw, like I said, Oxford kind of ran away with it. When it was 14-13, Oxford ran away with it. Now 42-14 the final. Your Oxford Yellow Jackets are 3-0. Shades Valley drops to 1-2, but a big win on the road for the
Good
Oxford Yellow
teams
Jackets.
go on the road and find a way to win. Oxford went on the road and found a way to dominate tonight. 42-13, the Yellow Jackets, big win.
Oh, we do have a final here. Gaston City Titans 49, Buckhorn. The Bucks go down 14. So what do you think about that score? Gaston City's been playing tough.
Tighten up, baby. I mean, that's not typical Gaston City that I know. But they're balling this year.
They're balling. All right, going next score. The number 2 team in Class 6A, not really a surprise here. Clay Chalkwell, some people believe them to be that fits them. I think they're the best team in the state in 6A other than Saraland. 3-0 now, 46-7 over the Pell City Panthers. Pell City had a couple of games where it looked like they were building the right direction, and then they had to go up against one of the better teams in Class 6A.
And that's why those moral victories in week 1 and 2, you really needed to find a way to win one of those games. And it was a good step in the right direction, but definitely a humbler this week. 46-7, Clay Chalkwell handles business against Pell City.
Moody over the Alexandria Valley Cubs, 42-7. Do we have the highlights for this one?
You talking about the concession stand highlights?
They should be on Google Drive. We will get them in just a second. Do we have speaking of that, Alexandria was our Friday night bites tonight. You know they got the Valley Dogs. Do we have that footage yet? All righty, going ahead in the Southern State Bank School Board then. We'll have that for you later because I do know, it is uploaded on Google Drive. Going to the next score.
Yes, sir.
29-8. The Southside Gadsden
Panthers. The Panthers go down. Don't they say, now the cheerleaders ain't in here, I can actually say this, I felt bad earlier. But don't they say bear down in Lincoln? Well, the Panthers drove down 77 and put a bear down 29-8 in the game of the week.
That sounds like a Mumford line.
Come on now, you didn't have to say that.
That sounds like a Mumford line.
No, that ain't got. I'm just trying to be clever. 29. Lincoln and Mumford got a chance to play this year, and they'll settle it then.
Go into the next. The Central Clay County, the number 9 team in Class 5A, whoops up on the Tallahassee Tigers, 41-7. In about 10 minutes, we will go and talk to Rusty Taylor, the play-by-play guy for the radio for Clay Central, and learn a little bit about this game and what Clay Central's looking like going forward.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
35-7. Chris Smelly still searching for his first win at Sylacauga. Lose 35-7 to Elmore County. Cleveland County, Talladega still waiting on a score here. But do we have highlights for this game?
Late in the game, it was 42-13.
All right. All righty, moving on. Mumford.
Mumford goes to number 10, Anniston, and 47-14. The Bulldogs handled the Lions tonight.
Okay, I can take that.
Look, I'm gonna give credit
A
where
final
credit's due.
here, and
This is
definitely
game
a team that is going to be up for our team of the week. The number 6 team in Class 4A, the Handley Tigers, defeat the number 5 team, the Jacksonville Golden Eagles, 32-24. that 4A Region 4 once again is stacked. Jacksonville, no time to rest. Next week you turn around and the Anniston Bulldogs roll into the new Golden Eagle Stadium with the new turf. We will be there. It will be our game of the week. It's going to be a big time matchup. I want to say this real quick. There's going to be a couple people carrying that game. It's our game of the week, though. We called first. That is our game. So tune in to TV24 Primetime Sports next week and watch that game. I got Hanley, but usually in this business, when somebody calls and got the game,
right.
Jacksonville goes down 24-32. We will be at Golden Eagle Stadium next week.
Hanley this year, man, they have had big games, won every one of them, and man, they played up in classification both the first 2 weeks, and then they go in and play a juggernaut in Jacksonville in recent years and win this game. I mean, it's a huge win, and like you said, up for the team of the week for us in the coaches show. Hanley, great win, 32-24 over the Golden Eagles.
Cherokee County, the number 2 team in Class 4A, goes to Good Hope, stays hot, 35-0.
Continuous dominance for the Warriors. 3-0 to start the season. Etowah, with their first win of the season, plays the Asheville Bulldogs, gets a huge win, 42-13. It's nice to see the Etowah get back on the right track. Number 8, Piedmont goes to number 9, Sylvania. Sylvania gets a win against Sylacauga earlier in the year. This is a huge win, and like I said earlier, Piedmont being 0-2, I've never witnessed it that I can remember. But just another good team that they played. Like I said, 23-7, Sylvania comes away with the win. Beulah plays host to Sax and wins 38-24. Sax 0-3 on the season. The Weaver Bearcats play the Dadeville Tigers. That's a little road crawl they had to do right there. Close game, good game right there, but Dadeville comes out on top 26-20. Westbrook Christian and Ohatchee, this is a huge game. As said earlier, in the third quarter, the Ohatchee Indians were up 26-7, but Westbrook Christian battles back hard, brings it down to the very last possession. Westbrook Christian goes for 2, was snuffed by the Indians, and for a third straight win, the Ohatchee Indians start out 3-0. They got it rolling down there. Roll Tribe, baby, 34-33, Ohatchee. Glencoe travels to Hoax Bluff, and Hoax Bluff gets a huge win. As Coach Chandler said earlier, Hoax Bluff played Southside, team like Southside. And, you know, guys were saying that Hoax Bluff wasn't physical enough to play with a team like Southside. Well, a game like today is a good way to get, to prove some doubters wrong. 41-7, Hoax Bluff gets a win. Randolph County, Childersburg, I don't see a score here. Do we have one over there? No score here so far. West End goes to Pleasant Valley. The Raiders gets a 20-point W, 34-14. And it's 2-0 to start the season, by the way, the Pleasant Valley Raiders. Collinsville goes to Section, 39-6. Section's 0-3 on the season, and Collinsville is 2-0. Huge win right there for Collinsville. Gaston goes to Southeastern. We didn't have this score earlier. We just got it in, 46-0. Southeastern gets the W. Number 10, Spring Garden, is surprising to me to see them fall like this, 1-2 to start the year, but I know that they'll be able to bounce back. Wadley, as we talked about earlier, they've got a couple of dogs down there. They got some guys in that small ball football. 41-7, Wadley gets the win over Spring Garden. The Fayetteville Wolves go to Ranburne. That's a trick right there, isn't it? That's a trick. 38-19, Ranburne gets a win over Fayetteville. Woodland comes over to B.B. Comer, 45-0. Comer continues their steady dominance after going and losing in the championship game last year. They're motivated as ever. Right now, B.B. Comer is for real. I repeat, B.B. Comer is for real. 3-0. Donahoe goes to Raglan, and not the way they planned for it to go. 66-0 in that one. Victor Christian TCC, do we still not have a score? No. We can get a score on that one. Let's go. Let's see what else we got here. Cedar Bluff and Woodville, same thing there. We're waiting on a score right there. Coosa Christian gets back on the right track right here. 49-0 over Galesville. Thank you, guys. We're going to send it to break right here, pay some bills. Y'all stay tuned for some more scores and analysis and a couple phone calls with some coaches. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I want to introduce to you Oxford Lumber's 2023 All-American team.
Michael B., Power Tools.
Shaw, Outdoor Power Equipment.
Danny Jones, Store Manager.
Rich, Grills and Receiving.
My name is Derek Linkle, your steel technician here at Oxford Lumber.
David, Paint Department.
Greg Couch, Paint Department.
Come see our All-Americans at Oxford Lumber and let us get you what you need for your next building project.
Here at Crawford Office Supply, we have everything you've been looking for. From desks and chairs all the way down to janitorial, break room, and school supplies, we have it all. We even do printing, and we offer free delivery for businesses in Calhoun County. And great news, we're running a brand new deal on scratch and dent furniture. We're a local, family-owned business, open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 4:30 and Friday from 8 to 3. So please, come and see us here at Crawford Office Supply so we can make all your office dreams come true.
Hello, my name is John Pirani, co-founder of Man Up Gadsden. It's that time of year again for Casting for Cancer. As you know, it's become one of the largest charity bass tournaments in the state of Alabama. But this year is going to be unique. We're offering free prostate cancer screening with a simple blood test for all men over age 40. So if you can't be there on Saturday, September 2nd at Coosa Landing as an angler, we'd love to have you as a spectator.
All right, coming back, we are back on the Coaches Show presented to you by Team 1 Chevy of Gadsden. We have Rusty Taylor, the play-by-play for the radio for the Central Clay County Volunteers. How you doing, Rusty?
I'm doing good, Chandler. How y'all?
Are good. Rusty Taylor is the dad of Dawson Taylor, who's done some games with me on Thursday night here. How long have you been doing the radio for the Clay Central Vols?
This will actually be my 7th season, so I've been doing it 7 seasons. So it's been fun. I really enjoy it.
Well,
I always volunteer coach before that, and staying connected to the team. You guys know how that is. So we love the sport.
No doubt about it. So you doing the radio though. You've been a part of 2 state championships. And some really good teams, and it looks like y'all have a really good team this year too. Can you tell us a little bit about the team from this year?
Absolutely. They've really, last week, down at Benjamin Russell, a lot of people didn't see that one coming, and honestly, I didn't see it coming like it happened. I mean, I definitely thought we could win and knew we would have to play well, and we did, but we dominated a little bit down there at Benjamin Russell, so that was a surprise. A very good 6A team. I think they scored 50-something points tonight. Held them to 13, so big night last week, and then come into the night in our first region game against the Tallahassee Tigers. Tallahassee always a very good opponent. Coach Mike Battles Jr. Everybody knows his father and him. From coming from the Welborn area, and he always has a great team, and they fought hard. They're a little young. I think they got some injuries and had some guys transfer out, and it was just total domination tonight. So the Volunteers looking really good. I think we rushed for over 300 and threw for another 100, and it had a hot clock the whole second half. So ended up 41-7 tonight. But things went our way. But had one guy, LaDamian Boyd, he had 7 carries for 193 tonight. Had another guy with 1 carry for 77. So we rushed for 300, threw for 100, and really, put all substitutes in after the first drive of the second half, so with a hot clock running. So just a dominant win in both games so far.
Hey, Coach, Rusty, I got a question here. What all type of preparation do you put in to get ready for the team that you're calling for Clay Central, the team that they're playing? What type of preparation do you put in for those guys, the other team?
Well, that's a good question. Actually, good connection. We have very good Coach Weems. A lot of people knows Coach Weems. He went to school years ago back in Wellborn, and then he's retired coach and coached Clay County for a long time. When they won all those state championships, he was the defensive coordinator. So we have a good connection to the team. Coach Horn and the staff lets us really join right in with what they're doing. They tell us game plan stuff. Of course, we keep it to ourselves, obviously, but we're able to see all the film. So both of us watch film on our opponent. I've got to know a lot of radio guys. So if there's an opposing radio guy that I know, we make contact through the week, do calls. You can get a lot of information there. I've gained a lot of contacts throughout the state with us over 7 years and doing that. So I do a lot of that, but a lot of film watching, try to really think about what I would do and what to expect. So we're prepared for it the best we can on Friday night, and it really connects me to it a lot better. So a lot of people don't understand that, people that do games and contact coaches and opposing coaches, and we try to put in a lot of effort to make a good broadcast, so we're able to really share what's going on and try to be the eyes and the ears of the people there and try to put them, the people back at home on radio, try our best to put them like they're sitting there in the stands. So
yes,
that's a good question. We do put a lot of effort, hours, multiple hours a week, getting starting lineups and doing charts. We have charts and everything with starters and everything on it, so we're as prepared as we can be.
Yes, sir. I mean, the teams and the coaches, obviously, they put in a tons of work year-round, but the guys like you and some of those other guys behind the scenes, which, I mean, you're out there too, on the radio and calling the game and everything, but, still behind the scenes, y'all still put in a ton of work that a lot of people just don't know about, and you deserve credit for that. But I got a loaded question for you here, probably. Like Chandler said, you've called 2 state championship games in your 7 years there, but my question is, do you have a most memorable call, maybe a play that you called in one of those games, or if you can't, if you don't have something for that, what is your favorite game you've called so far since you've been there?
Well, that's a very good question, and there's a lot of games and a lot of plays that come to mind, and the first year we won, there was a couple of different calls, but both years that we won the state championship, I'm an Auburn fan, and we were able to play both games at Jordan-Hare because of Alabama having some things going on and unable to use their facility. So we played 2 years in a row at Auburn. That was neat because I may be an Auburn fan. But both of those games came right down to the very end, and both of them were defensive stands. Mm-hmm. And one of them, that first state championship against Pleasant Grove, we make a tackle literally – we make a tackle inside like the 2-yard line as time expires. So that call has to be up there for sure. There was another big win against Jasper that comes to mind at home, and Jasper was a huge favorite. We've been back and forth, and we're hosting them, and we go for it on 4th down and get in the wishbone and run it in for a big score. So a lot of those, but we had some great ones. That first year, we failed twice. We lost to Mortimer Jordan during the regular season and Jasper during the regular season, and we actually had to play both of them in the playoffs and come back and beat both of them. And both of those games were just really intense and exciting. The Mortimer Jordan game, I probably shouldn't even bring it up because most people have probably forgotten it. But that's where we block a punt to win, or block a field goal to win the game. What most everybody thinks won the game, but it don't cross the line of scrimmage, and the kicking team picks it up and runs it in for a touchdown. A lot of people don't realize you can do that.
I remember that
play, but because it never crossed the line of scrimmage, we're cheering.
Yep, and they walked it in the end zone.
And they walked in the end zone, won the game, and then we come back and have to travel to Mortimer Jordan in a nasty, wet, muddy mess and defeat them in the semifinals to be able to go to Auburn and win our first state championship. So. That call, all of that going on, we had to come from behind in that game. A lot of talent on that team for Mortimer Jordan. So there's just so many, it's hard to pinpoint one, but there's been a lot of good ones.
Well, hey, we're going to get back to showing some highlights, man, but we have enjoyed catching up with you. I want to start doing this more. I think it's going to be a special year this year for the Central Clay County Vols, and I think the next 2 years after this one could be even better than this one is what I'm hearing. But we appreciate you joining us. It's been a great interview, man, and we appreciate what you do, and I know Central Clay County does too.
course.
Well, absolutely. We love to be just a small part of it and appreciate what you guys do for high school football. Hey, we love it in this part of the state, and everybody that puts on scoreboard shows and everything else helps make it better. So we appreciate what you're doing, and anytime you want to put me on, I'll be glad to talk to you.
All right, we appreciate you. Go Vols.
Go Vols, baby.
Go Vols. See you.
All right, so we've got some highlights. I think we're going to show you a few highlights before we go to break. Tell me who we got, producer Eric. Give me Jacksonville Handley, baby. Give me Jacksonville Handley. Probably
Campbell's game of the week. Coach Campbell's game of the week.
Coach Campbell's game of the week.
Oh, yeah. Football means something to them people. And Handley, I've been there before, and you were talking to
It's
Coach.
a great atmosphere.
Yes.
Great
You were
atmosphere.
talking about playing teams where you win and somehow feel like you got beat up. My junior year, we went there and won huge, but I told my mom and dad, I was like, dude, I feel like I got ran over by a truck.
Yeah.
They got some physical boys down there.
No doubt about it.
Here we go, split the safeties here, and it's all about that yak, baby. Anybody can put hands on you, but you gotta get through them would-be tacklers to the end zone. That's what separates a good player from a great player.
Look, I'm just telling y'all, I'm getting it in both ears. I'm getting it from Austin. I'm getting it from producer Eric. We will be at Handley before the end of the year. I don't care what I've got to do or what I've got to work out. We're gonna go produce and do a Handley game.
And you gotta appreciate the classic jerseys, man. They stick with them jerseys, man.
Does it hurt your feelings that it looks
No,
like
it doesn't
Alabama?
hurt. No matter what you're about to say, it don't hurt my feelings, man.
I love it. They
I didn't
have a
even
really
know
good
that.
look.
I didn't even know that's what you're gonna say, but it don't hurt my feelings. And here we go, the 3-star, looking to add some more stars to it. That is a
give
dime.
give that man another
Coach, you got
star.
any change on you?
Give that man another star.
Coach, you got any change on you? QB for Jacksonville got a dime on him. I saw that.
He's a player. He's a player. That's Jim Ogle, in case you're wondering. E.J. Goss, a guy that we spotlighted in the game. You see him right here on the run.
Oh, look at that.
22 right there for the Handley Tigers.
Oh, my goodness.
What a block. You like that.
Damn,
That was one
they
of your
threw a
guys.
flag on that?
I don't know if they threw a flag or
Sure
not,
not.
but that was one of your guys. Yeah, they threw a flag. But they
As
give
long
it
as
back
that
to him.
receiver knows the DB, as long as that receiver lets the DB know he's
that
there.
right there might be the play of the game right there. Goes in, fumbles. They call it a touchdown. Looked like the ball may have came out early. Could have been the difference in the ball game, but they give it a touchdown there. We see another
Great
good
throw
throw
on the
and
run.
catch. Sinclair and Fisher, you need to know their names, two of the better receivers in our area. And obviously, I think he's one of the better quarterbacks. But we know there, Handley goes on to win 32-24 in a matchup of two of the better teams in Class 4A. I'm calling it now. Those two
rematch?
I don't know if it'll be a rematch or not, but those two teams are two of the best teams. But Jackson and Montgomery Catholic may have something to say about that. If Anniston can get everything turned around and going in the right direction, they may have something to say about that. And so, looking there, what else kind of highlights we got? That's why people tune into. Let's do Ragland. It should be a lot. It should be a lot of highlights.
Let's see 'em down
Ragland
there.
defeated the Donahoe Falcons 66-0.
Little purple, nurple. Looking good with the American flag jogging out. Little purple.
Go.
Oh, we get a second appearance for some cheerleaders on this.
Yeah, we had Donahoe Falcons in earlier.
That's
in
their
the year.
second time making an appearance. on
Nice
the Texas
move right
show.
there by number 3
Ooh,
from
the
the
high step.
Ragland Purple Devils. Oh, interception. Do we have a pick six?
Looks like we do, Coach.
Make me in the end zone for a touchdown there. There you see the Ragland Purple Devils. Good throw and catch on the hitch route.
Go, Drake! Go! Ooh, a little arm tackling. That'll do it. Oh, a little shifty right there for 4. All the time in the world to throw. Goes up
That was
and
a
hit it.
nice
Ball
play,
skills.
number 3. Oh, man.
Ball skills. Go up, attack it at his high
Big
point.
win, like we said, 66-0
That's dominance right
for
there.
the Ragland Purple Devils over the Donahoe Falcons. Big win there. And so we're going to go to break, go to a commercial. Actually, do we have another highlight? Let's go Hoax Bluff Glencoe. Why it's
Right
hot,
into
why
him.
it's
I
hot.
love it.
Let's do it. Let's do it to it. Hoax Bluff and Glencoe.
Here we go. There we go. The student section rocking out over there at Hoax Bluff. Them kids
Those
show up
student
for
section,
every
they show
school.
up.
Yeah, they
'Cause
show
They showed
up.
up when they played Southside on the road.
Talk about some more good jerseys. I like Hoax Bluff's jerseys.
Hoax
I'm
Bluff
not
is
gonna
a
lie to you.
good look.
That's some physical
early
running
in the
right
ball
there.
game. You see some physical running right there for Spring Garden. Spring Garden's going to be physical. Glencoe. My bad. Sorry.
Been a long day for you.
Been a long day.
Going the other way, number 4 right there, reading the QB's eyes from the get-go. Here we go. Get your players out in space.
Great job right there. Great run by number 5, the quarterback for the Hoax Bluff Eagles. Like I said, we saw this Hoax Bluff Eagles a couple of weeks ago against Southside,
yep.
and look, really, had questions about them, but a big win there. You saw a pick that almost got taken back to the house. You saw a quick run there. Hoax Bluff pours it on 41-7. Didn't expect that. I thought that was going to be a lot closer ball game than what it was.
I did too. Yep.
And so
you can't turn the ball. You can't turn the ball over in these games. I mean, you shoot yourself in the foot and.
Go to break. When we come back, we're going to try to catch up on the phone with another phone interview with Coach Joby Burns of the Cleveland County Tigers after a big win tonight.
At Southern States Bank, we pride ourselves on being your local bank. We're your neighbors and involved in the community. We're the bank featuring the Southern Rewards checking account, a cashback account with no ATM fees. We're on the cutting edge and always have a smiling face to help you out. Stop being just another number at the big bank and start being a neighbor at Southern States Bank. Let us be the bank for you and your business.
I am a dreamer who will make a difference in this world.
I'm flying to a future of great promise and change.
I am a mentor committed to helping my students transform their lives.
I'm a hard worker striving to build a better Alabama.
I am a go-getter with ambition and drive.
I am a Gadsden State Cardinal.
Watch me.
Watch me.
Watch me fly.
Especially how y'all started last week. Hey, we're coming back now.
When the ASAP Prevenger is near, drugs run in fear.
Welcome back to the Coaches Show presented by Team 1 Chevy of Gadsden. I've got Coach Austin Campbell here with me. We're on the phone with Coach Joby Burns of the Cleveland County Tigers, starting the year out 2-0. Coach, congratulations on the win tonight. Tell us a little bit about the win over the Talladega Tigers.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, we appreciate y'all having me on. Yes, sir. We just came out and got started pretty quick, and scored. I think it was 28 in the first half, and so I thought early on we executed real well. They actually had a touchdown call back first play of the game, but after that, defensively we settled in and probably had about 4 or 5 turnovers tonight. I know we had 3 interceptions, a couple fumbles. So just to came out and took care of business, did exactly what we needed to do tonight, and very fortunate to get a win, very happy with it.
So let me ask you this, Coach. 2-0 start, a really good start for you guys. I know a lot of question marks going into the year, lost some players, lost some seniors from last year's team. But what a way to respond by your guys. When a lot of people were saying y'all didn't have a chance, you start the year out 2-0, have a big win last week against a good Northside team, go on the road to Talladega tonight and kind of control the game from start to finish. Tell us a little bit about the resilience and the resolve of your guys.
Well, we do. We've got some good leadership on our team. We've got 20 seniors, and these guys are doing a good job. We've had a great off-season. It's one of the better off-seasons I've ever been involved in, really from the end of last year all the way through summer and through fall camp. Our coaches are doing an awesome job. Our coaches have worked their tails off, just pouring into these guys, and just, everybody's just pulling together, trying to do whatever it takes for us to be successful.
Hey, Coach. Austin here. Y'all starting out 2-0. It's an awesome feat to start off that way, and you competed with Clay Central before, in the Jamboree and everything. What is it? How much are you going to stress the importance to stay focused and not get complacent after starting like this?
Well, no doubt. I mean, yeah, that's definitely what we've got to do. But I think our kids are hungry. I mean, we hadn't won a whole lot, so since I've been here, just unfortunately hadn't won a lot of games. So we better stay focused and we better stay hungry and just these guys, I think they realize the importance of getting better every day. That's what we're stressing is every day getting better. And, that's the way we're taking it right now. So, definitely can't get complacent because we got a lot of good teams coming up on us.
Yes, sir. You said you had, 20 seniors returning this year?
Yes.
I mean, when you have 20 when you got the combination of 20 seniors coming back, and you're talking about not winning a whole lot in the past, and then a lot of people counting y'all out before the season, 20 seniors and being counted out is a good combination for a really hungry team, like you said, a really motivated team.
That's right. And they are. They are motivated and they're hungry and they want to come out and get Cleveland County back to where we need to be and where they're used to being, and that's exactly right.
Coach, I can say this because you're not going to say it about yourself. There's been some different factors that's went into some of that, what you said, struggling as far as record. Some things that's been out of your control. You do a great job with your program. The kids always play hard no matter what your record is. Mm-hmm. And so this year y'all went back to kind of an old school brand of football, running the wing tee, kind of old school like your days in Clay County. Kind of tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it fits our personnel best right now. I mean, we've got, we just, to be honest, we don't have a ton of just skilled players as far as like, that you would run a lot of spread stuff, and we don't have a lot. We got a lot of guys playing both ways too. So, we don't have a lot of depth, and it's just something that fits our personnel. Our coaches they know it really, really well, and they do a great job of coaching it, and we feel comfortable doing it. And it's working right now well for us, and we're just going to keep getting better at it, day by day. And, just trying to keep getting better.
Well, Coach, I know from us, we want to wish you good luck. Take care of my boy Dawson Taylor. Keep him in line for me. Coach, good luck the rest of the way. I can't wait to catch up with you again. We appreciate you. I know you had a road game tonight. I know you're busy, but we appreciate you coming on the phone and doing an interview with us. We're going to catch up with you. I want to get you in studio before the end of the year, but I wanted to make sure I caught up with you tonight after starting the year 2-0. And starting on a positive note. You got a big game next week against Boas, so good luck there, Coach, and we appreciate you coming on with us.
Well, I appreciate y'all having us. Thanks very much.
All right, go Tigers, and we will talk to you later, Coach. Good luck the rest of the way.
See you, Coach. Congrats.
Thank y'all.
All right, we got more highlights. Sylacauga and Elmore. It was streamed right here on our TV24 Facebook and YouTube. So we look at here, and Elmore County is a different team than what I seen 2 years ago when we played them.
That's a great play after the catch. A little 5-yard hitch, gets another 10 out of it, 10, 11 yards out of it.
But Elmore County, new look, new white helmets.
They look good.
A different.
God, how many times I'm going to compliment a uniform? They look good, though.
Yeah, they do look good. But Coach Schmelly, we've already seen this score. And the Coach Schmelly era is not starting the way I know he would like. But it takes time to implement a program. Sylacauga's been down, and it don't help when the team that shares the stadium with you, the crosstown rivalry, it don't help when they're dominant right now, the number one team in 2A. That never helps you going forward as far as a program trying to get back in the right direction.
A little trickery here.
Yeah, the reverse pass, see that there. Always putting something on film for the opponent next week.
Man, look. These receivers look very well coached. These guys are downfield blocking, running very crisp routes. I mean, there's another example of downfield blocking, which that was a slow screen on both sides there, but you got to have the blocking if you want those plays away.
Yeah, the blockers were able to get there, and he was able to hit that tunnel screen and get back to the sideline for a touchdown. See Sylacauga throwing. I don't have Sylacauga. Coach Schmele will get this thing turned around. It's a program with some tradition. They've won in the past. They will get there again.
Yeah.
There's some tough times right now, but they will get there. Hey, we're going to kind of take a break, regather ourselves, pay some bills. When we come back, we'll have more scores, more highlights, and we will learn who is the Friday Night Bites. And also, I will catch up with a young man from Ohatchee who's done a really good job of paving the way for that run game for the Ohatchee Indians. When we get back on the Coaches Show, me and Austin Campbell will come to you with some interviews and some more highlights and scores.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
Hi, Jake, Regional Vice President of LSI Staffing. LSI Staffing is a privately owned and family-operated business that was established in 1986. We specialize in commercial, light industrial staffing, warehouse, manufacturing, production, and assembly. If you're a company in the area looking for a new staffing partner, we'd love to talk to you. If you're an employee looking for a great job that offers benefits day one and competitive pay, come see us. Once again, you can find us at www.lsistaffing.com.
Hi, I'm Linda Johns. I had the privilege of serving as the director for United Cerebral Palsy for many years. This year, I have a new role as telethon co-chair with Ashley Stella Mitchell.
We are doing our best to bring our telethon back to pre-pandemic levels. Please join us on Saturday, September 30th at Oxford Civic Center.
Or watch the telethon on WOTM on TV 24.
Help us give the gift of hope to those who need it most.
All right, we're back. I had to call and get a few scores, trying to call, see what's going on. Austin, what do you think so far about our Friday night?
Just a week as a whole. I mean, man, this is probably my favorite week so far. With that Hanley game, with Oxford taking care of business, we got some teams, some surprises
Cherokee County
this year.
stays hot. Sylvania beats Piedmont. That's tough.
Yeah, I mean, there's some great games, some great stories, and some not so good stories, but it's definitely been a unique week 2, and I've enjoyed it.
So Friday Night Bites, I like to eat.
Yeah.
So I also had a special guest with me tonight on Friday Night Bites. We went out to the Valley and had the world famous Valley Dogs. Friday Night Bites presented by Run's Barbecue right there in the Valley. The Valley Dog tonight, though. Do we got that video for that?
That's not the special guest. He does look like he's a special young man, though.
The famous Valley Dog. Nobody knows what's I should have brought. I'm getting in trouble in the studio. I should have brought Valley Dogs back.
Yeah, I'm sick and tired of you going to all these places getting
so
this type
good.
of food. Oh, there's a special
Look
guest.
at him, boy.
Big
Look
Gray.
at that boy. They good? He like the Valley Dogs.
Dogs.
I got 2 of them. Thank y'all for giving me 2 of them. I only got to eat 1 of them because Gray ate the other one.
So, Coach, my main question is, though, are you eating the Valley Dog? I mean, is the Valley Dog, is it famous for just, being a plain Valley Dog, or you got the mustard on there, ketchup
see, you've never had a Valley Dog.
Onions? Look.
Come on, man. You got to get out of Mumford every once in a while. You got to get out of Mumford. The Valley Dog is unbelievable. They have a secret sauce nobody will tell you. It's unbelievable.
Yes.
Here's a little
That's
story.
all I was asking.
I worked with a girl from Alexandria. She actually made Valley sauce, and we have Valley sauce at White Plains. Some people at White Plains didn't know how to feel about that, but I like to eat, and I like Valley Dog. So we had Valley Dog there. Hey, go see them. They do a great job, the Valley Dog's unbelievable.
Go check out
Gray
the Valley
liked it.
Dog.
You gotta have your Valley Dog for the end of the year, Austin. Before the end of the year,
Why didn't you bring me one
Band
back?
of the week. Last week our video messed up. It is the Oxford Yellow Jackets. I was able to meet with them last week. Let's check out this, and it's gonna be loud. It was at the pet rally, just a warning. But let's check out this Band of the Week
These
video.
young people right here are the real deal.
Dude, that is the best fight song ever. I know you don't really care for it, but that is original, written by Oxford. It is the best fight song out there.
That's a band fit for a brand new multi-million-dollar facility right there.
Yeah, like not only do you, but it sounds good in that facility too. That facility is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Sound of champion.
All right, I'm here with Mr. Bradbury, the band director at Oxford High School, the Sound of Champions. So you've been here for 8 years, but this is your first year as director. How's it been so far?
Well, really great transition. I actually taught the senior class, so really has just been one of the easiest transitions I've been a part of.
What is your theme this year for your halftime show?
So this year we're doing a Rock of Ages show. We're doing one, our opener is Bohemian Rhapsody with a Golden Girls feature with Any Way You Want It. And our second song is our Majorette feature, which also incorporates a Woodland feature.
Austin, we talk a lot about the skill position, but games are won in the trenches still. I hate to bust your bubble. I know you was a skill guy, but
no, that we can all agree on the games
are won by the Hogs.
That's right.
And I was able to catch up today. Our Hog of the Week is Tristan Kiker, number 70 for the Ohatchee Indians. He is a hog, about 5'10", 250 pounds, a big boy. Met with him today. Got to talk to him a little bit. He likes to eat. He told me that one time he caught a catfish, and his seasoning was cake sprinkles that he used for his today. I ain't never heard of that, but putting cake sprinkles and catfish together.
If you came up and just told me that, and I had no context, I said you got to be talking about an Ohatchee Indian offensive lineman.
Yeah. So I got to catch up with him today. Let's see what he had to say.
My favorite thing about playing offensive line is that it really gets us, I think, a better friendship, and that kind of brings me together to be a better team, and it brings the team a little bit closer together, and it also teaches us a lot about teamwork and good work ethic and positive attitudes. So there's this, I think it was 76, big kid. Honestly, me and our guard, so I'm a 4th tackle, so it'd be our 2 guard. We got to talk, and he was like, we got to figure out how to move him better. So I just crashed my shoulder down on his hip and drove him right out the play. My favorite thing to eat, I'm not going to lie to you, probably chicken.
I hear you.
I think a lot more wins. I think a lot more positive attitudes, headspace, mentability in the right spaces where it should be. And I really think that if we can pull it together and be a better team this year, that we can do a lot more than what we did last year.
All right, so me and Coach Finley were laughing. He gave us a new word there, mentability. And we were laughing with him. He said, is that not a real word? He meant mentality, mentability.
Yeah.
But we're going to start a new segment now, new vocabulary words, and mentability is going to be our first one.
Listen, all that matters is that Tristan knew what it meant, mentability. But no, for real though, these Hogs, they earn a microphone. That young man right there is a great TV personality. I can just tell you right now.
Blue collar, goes to work.
Hilarious.
Great young man. Fits what they want to do in
team player. You could tell.
So
he talked about the adjustment he made and what it took to take care of business last week, and it was a joy to hear him talk right there.
Looking at scores, going through our scores again, I think we've got a few highlights as well, but we'll go through scores real quick, hit our scoreboard. We'll go through these pretty quick. Austin, 42-13, the Oxford Yellow Jackets over the Shades Valley Mounties.
That's right. Gaston City gets a win over Buckhorn, 49-14.
Tighten up, baby.
Tighten up.
Pell City Falls, every game so far has been close, 0-3. They follow the number 2 team in Class 6A, 46-7 though this week.
Yeah. Number 5, Moody goes to the Valley, where you had that Valley dog with no onions, just a special sauce. 42-7, Moody stays on the right track. Alexandria is still struggling 0-3.
Southside Gaston 29, Lincoln 8 in our game of the week. It was a closer game than what the score. Southside scored late to make it 29-8.
Tallahassee goes to Clay Central. 41-7, the Vols roll.
35-7, the Elmore County Panthers beat the Sylacauga Aggies.
Cleveland County starts out the season 2-0, trying to get back in the right track, trying a new offense. It's working for them early. 42-13, the Cleveland County Tigers beat the Tigers of Talladega.
Mumford, your Mumford Lions go to Anniston, the number 10 ranked team in Class 4A, and lose 47-14. This game, early in the second half, Mumford drove it all the way down to like inside the 1 yard line. Was held on 3 downs, had to kick a field goal. But if they could have punched that in the end zone, that would have made it a 1-score game. After that momentum turn, Anniston kind of took care of home field advantage.
Yeah, if there's one thing you learn, high school football is heavily lenient on momentum.
No doubt about it. Hey, do we have highlights for Mumford Anniston? All right, let's go to the highlights for that game while we're there in the scoreboard, and then we'll come back and finish out the scoreboard. Right here is that long run that I was talking about by Tank Edmondson to set up fourth and broke tackles, made moves all the way down inside the 2 yard line.
If you talk to anybody that watches and has kept up with my football the last couple of years, they know the name Tank Edmondson. He's got a heart of a lion.
Here you go right here. A great defensive play to keep them out right here.
Wow. High snap, able to get the handoff in there, but nothing doing for the Lions there. Here's a field goal.
Field goal that was blocked right here by the Anniston Bulldogs.
All types.
Jay Money just continues to make plays on special teams.
Yeah. Players make plays, man.
There you see Jay Money lined up at tailback, something he hadn't done a whole lot, slipped down right there. But right here, they kind of, Jay Money fumbles right there, and number 66 for the Anniston Bulldogs picks it up, rumbling, stumbling, tumbling.
Yes, sir. Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. You see a touchdown right there at the end of that drive to cap it off.
And you said Jay Money Lewis wasn't playing much running back ahead of this game, so Coach Jackson showing that he wants to put his playmakers. I think that he needs to get the ball in his hands. And
like you said, you get the ball in playmakers' hands, no doubt about it. Two-point conversion attempt right here. Goes up.
A little one-on-one fade there.
Misses that, but at that point right there, it was 28-7. Here's a punt return right here. This happened right as we were leaving. It's 28-7. This right here makes it 34-7. Cuts back across the grain. That's a young player too. He's a sophomore, I believe. Number 20 right there for the Anniston Bulldogs. So they put somebody else other than Jay Money back. Jay Money was having some cramping issues. They put number 20. They put young man back. Young man takes it to the crib.
Yeah, I mean, if you got 2 guys back there returning punts that can score like that, it's going to make it hard. I mean, you can't say don't kick it to Jay Money Lewis because the other guy, young man back there can take it to the house too. So,
no doubt about it. All right, going to the next score on our Southern States Bank scoreboard.
Huge game right here. Hanley, I mean, have started the year off. You can't ask for a better start. And at home, they host Jacksonville Golden Eagles, a great team in 4A. A great battle right here, 2 juggernauts in 4A. But Hanley comes away victorious 32-24.
Could we see that matchup again?
I hope so. We all hope so.
No doubt. All right, going. Number 2 ranked team in Class 4A, Cherokee County, goes to Good Hope. No hope for Good Hope tonight. 35-0 Cherokee County.
Etowah gets their first win of the season over the Asheville Bulldogs, 42-13.
Piedmont goes down to the number 9 team in Class 3A, 23-7.
Yeah, Sachs goes to Beulah and loses 24-38.
Beulah is now 2-1 on the year. Yeah. Sachs drops to 0-3.
That's a great start.
Weaver, a close game with Dable. They go to Dable, only lose 26-20. Dable, always a tough place to go play.
Yes, it is. Westbrook Christian, this was the game of the night. This is one of the games of the night right here. Hatchie holds a 2-point conversion right here to win the game, 34-33.
I think we may have highlights for this one. Yeah, what a great ball game, though. This was the game where Ohatchee jumped out 26-7. Westbrook Christian comes back, makes it 34-33. Went for two. Let's look at the highlights. Right here.
A little slow motion.
Right here you see Baswell taking it in for the Ohatchee Indians.
Yeah, sometimes when you're playing inside the 5 like that, you notice the cornerback was locked man. His eyes were only on the receiver, so the receiver does a smart play instead of trying to block him and giving the DB an opportunity to get off the block. He just takes him out by faking a fade route right there.
Well, it was also the quarterback playing receiver. They were in Wildcat right there. Quarterback said, look, I can just run this guy off. I don't have to actually. So like you said, smart football play. At this point right here, you see it early in the game. 14-6, a big long run by Baswell. We're gonna take out of that. Like I said, Ohatchee was up 26-7. We will re-upload that with a different file so you can see those highlights at a later date.
Absolute battle by both teams right there. Credit to Westbrook Christian for battling back right there, and credit to Ohatchee for coming away with the win.
Hoax Buff defeats Glencoe 41-7. We saw the highlights for that earlier.
Randolph County goes to Childersburg. We just got this score in and gets a 10-point victory over Childersburg.
38-28 win for the Randolph County Tigers. All right, here we go. 34-14. The Pleasant Valley Raiders start out 2-0 with a big win at home versus West End tonight.
Collinsville goes to section, wins big, 39-6.
Gadsden gets beat by Southeastern 46-0.
Number 10, Spring Garden, with another shaky game here, but they played Wadley, and Wadley's got some dogs, as mentioned previously on the coach's show earlier on. 41-7, Wadley.
Ranburn defeats Fayetteville. This is a final score that we didn't have, 38-19. A big win tonight for the Ranburn Bulldogs. Coach Bailey, 2-1. Fayetteville falls to 1-1.
Woodland goes and plays the juggernaut of
Number 1
two-way
team in 2A
ball, and they're well-deserved BB Comer team that is legit, 45-0. I'm sure they called the dogs off early. Big win right there for the Tigers.
66-0. The Raglan Purple Devils were not playing tonight. They now are 2-1 with the only loss of the year to 2A Vincent.
TCC goes to Victory Christian and takes the L, 47-6.
Cedar Bluff falls to Woodville, who is now 2-0, 38-27. Cedar Bluff falls to 1-2.
Woodville. Coosa Christian, 49-0, getting back on the right track over Galesville.
Yep. So going back, we got one more highlights that we want to show you. Alexandria welcomed in the Moody Blue Devils. Moody's got some players all over. A couple of their guys were out tonight, but they welcomed in the Moody Blue Devils. We want to thank Dex from Dex Preps for getting our footage from this game. We appreciate what he does and how much he helps us. You can find him also tomorrow where he'll go over Dex's Dudes on the Saturday Morning Breakfast Club.
Yes, sir. One-on-one slant right there. You got to win inside, and he did. Great throw right there.
Hey, also, Cleet Forrest for the Alexandria Valley Cubs, kicker who's already got an offer from Mississippi State. He attempted a 49-yard field goal tonight when we were there and missed wide left. So he definitely has the leg to hit from 50. Moody kind of imposed their will early and often, had some long runs, had another long run while we were there. They got called back. But the Moody Blue Devils go to Alexandria. Alexandria 0-3 to start the year. You don't hear that very much. And defeat the Valley Cubs in the Valley. Austin, you've been fighting for a team all night, ever since you've been here, ever since you heard the score, for the team of the week.
I mean, Austin, who else are we going to be? I mean, who else is it going to be? We've already given it to Ohatchee. Last week we gave it to Ohatchee. Okay, so Ohatchee was the only other best game, in my opinion, but there is no other answer right here. The Hanley Tigers is the coach's show, Week 2, Team of the Week.
Yeah, I think that they are the Team of the Week, presented to you by ABS Business Systems. If you got any kind of business needs, visit the guys and the ladies at ABS. They do an outstanding job. They will get this trophy right here. Like I said, ABS Business Systems, Team of the Week, TV24, Primetime Sports, Team of the Week. For Week 2, it will be the Hanley Tigers for taking care of business at home. Next week's Game of the Week, it's going to be a big one. I've already told you about it. We will be at Golden Eagle Stadium. There's going to be some upset Golden Eagles. They are going out. They invite Anniston, who is now 2-1 on the year. You get 2-1
Hungry
versus 2-1. It's going to be a big game to see who can kind of stay in that hunt for the region. Jacksonville desperately needs a win after that loss at
both
Hanley.
teams are going to have opportunity to
needs
respond,
to
and both
answer
teams
back.
need to respond.
Anderson needs to answer back after that game. Every Friday at 5:30, you see it there, the winning drive. That is our pregame to get you set up and ready for Friday night football action. You can catch it right here on TV 24 and all of our platforms every time. You can catch me and Austin Campbell at 10 o'clock every week. The Coaches Show, Pigskin Roundup. We try to bring you everything we can. We try to make sure that we give you everything, every highlight, every score. We try to make sure we recognize the cheerleaders, the band members.
sir.
We try
It's
to
all about the
recognize
kids
the
here at
Hogs.
the Coaches
And then
Show.
tomorrow morning, we'll tell you who our players of the weeks are on the Saturday morning breakfast club. And so we are excited to be here with you. It's been a great night of high school football.
Absolutely
Nothing
great
better
night.
here.
I think my favorite week so far, to be honest.
Yeah, and high school football is always great. We want to thank our sponsors. We want to thank Team 1 Chevy of Gaston. If you want to be a winner and you want to drive off successful, go to Team 1 Chevy of Gaston where they will take care of you.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
All right, for me, I'm Shalon Tyree.
And this is Austin Campbell.
Hey, we try to deliver every week, just like the people at UPS.
Yes, sir.
We hope you have a great day. We hope you have a great night. We're signing off. It's been a great week. Congratulations to the Hanley Tigers, our ABS Business Systems Team of the Week. We're out.